I picked it after that movie. You know, the one with the sharks and a tornado.
Who let you watch Sharknado?
Vi did, while she was babysitting once. Vi lets me watch all the cool movies, like The Sixth Sense, which Vi says was made by Mr. M.
You know, I used to be just as good as you on the swim team.
Yeah, I've seen your ribbons and stuff. How come you don't do swim team anymore?
Oh, swim team was never something I wanted to do forever. I was just a really great swimmer.
I want to do it forever, though. I like getting in the water. It feels all slippery on my skin.
Maybe you'll keep thinking that way, and maybe you'll change your mind as you get older. Who knows?
Oh, okay. Is it like how you used to be able to hear birds talking, but now you can't?
I could never actually hear any birds talk. That was just my imagination, and yours. But I'm curious. What do they tell you?
Little things, mostly. Chickadees talk about the weather, whether it's going to rain or not. Ducks talk about people food and whether anyone will feed them, and where they'll get it. Sometimes I hear owls at night. The owls go hoo hoo, but what they're really talking about is hunting. Seeing a mouse and swooping down, and bam! They make it sound so yummy.
Yes, I remember. Do you remember what today is?
Today? It's the first day of the new year. Why? Did I have chores to do today?
This day last year is when Mom disappeared. Have you thought about it at all?
No.
You mean you don't think about it ever?
I just don't like to. Not having a mom anymore is weird.
What do you think happened to her? Merle?
The birds say things. Maybe she...
Maybe she what?
Sometimes I see her. By the shore. Here, at the park.
I believe you.
Thanks.
Explain to me what you mean.
You know how there are always swans swimming near the beach here? Well, she's one of them.
You mean she's actually a swan?
Yup.
Merle, you just thought you saw her. I don't want you to lie to yourself. It's better to look at what's real.
You don't get it.
I guess not.
It's okay, Lena. You're older. You don't know what I mean.
Do you think she'll ever come back?
Duh.
She could be dead.
Don't say that, Lena. That's mean. She isn't dead.
I'm going to go, okay? But I'll come talk to you again later.
When we were little, Mom made Violet and me sign up for the kids' soccer team because she thought it would be good for us. We just sat on the sidelines and made daisy chains.
All the teams in the local kids' soccer league are named after birds. Merle's is the pocket-sized pelicans. They should fire whichever coach picked that name. People say that the woods around here are haunted by a witch who was burned at the stake in Avon County. I looked it up, though. No one was ever killed for being a witch in Virginia.
She disappeared? Maybe it's worth asking around about her. Dad might think it's weird if I ask, and Violet and Merle probably wouldn't know anything. But Gus might know.
Merle's right. One of them is a lot closer.
Dad told me that every year, the swans migrate from the high tundra on the northernmost shores of North America all the way to here. It's about 4,000 miles. There's so much better travel than anyone realizes. It's incredible what animals are capable of when they migrate, like monarch butterflies. I heard that they fly over the Great Lakes because there used to be a mountain there, and they remember the mountain, even though it's not there anymore. I wonder what it would have been like to be the first people to see this shore. And what was the weather like? Cold and gray like today? Or green and easy and full of promise? Dad said that it used to be a lot easier to catch fish along this strip of shoreline. But fish kills have made it difficult. Last year, over 100 dead menhaden washed up along there. They smelled terrible. You wouldn't happen to know anything about a diary of Dad's floating around here, would you?
Diary? What? No.
I'd really like to have a look at it, Gus. If you do have it.
Well, I don't. I didn't even know Dad kept a diary.
Gus, please.
Oh, all right. Look under my bed. There are some pages there. You can read them, but give them back when you're done.
Where did you find them?
They were in Dad's briefcase. And they looked interesting, so I took them. Are you going to tell him?
No, but I bet he's worried about where his papers went.
Well, yes, he probably is. But I wanted to see if I could understand him better. Mostly I just found research papers he was planning on reading, but this helps me understand who Dad is. Then I can analyze his motives.
His motives for... No, never mind, I'll just read it. Thanks for telling me, Gus. I appreciate it.
No problem. Amateur detectives always help each other out, right?
Hey, Gus. Got a question for you. Do you know anything about Bernadette Simmons?
Bernadette Simmons. That name sounds familiar, but... Can you tell me some more?
She lived at Tintagel in the 1910s.
Oh, her. Yeah, now I remember. The beach at the park is named after her, isn't it?
That's right.
Well, yeah. I do know a little. I checked a book on Alon County history out of the library last year. Did you know that in 1869, crabs rained out of the sky?
Seriously?
They'd been swept up by a freak tornado, then deposited on the town. The book said that everybody thought it was the apocalypse. Raining blue crabs. Anyway, Bernadette Simmons. Henry Simmons married her after he'd gotten rich and started building Tintagel. He just showed up one day with her and was all, "This is my wife, everybody." which was weird because no one could figure out where she was from. You'd think Henry Simmons would marry a Rockefeller cousin or something, but no. He married Bernadette. Apparently, people in Abbott's Landing started thinking that she was a witch from New Orleans because she was so strange, and she had a bunch of miscarriages. Then, she just disappeared. The case was never solved.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
A little, I guess. Why'd you want to know?
I thought it might have something to do with Mom's case.
Maybe, but probably not. Just because the cases sound similar doesn't mean a disappearance that long ago had anything to do with Mom. If you looked harder, you could probably find plenty of people who disappeared under similar circumstances.
But Abbott's Landing has never been that big. Don't you think that if there were other unsolved disappearances, people would know?
In a place like this? If everybody, even me, knows that Sarah Beth Willis had to go to rehab because she got drunk too much, there's no way that anyone could keep something like a disappearance quiet. This place has been around for a while, though. People forget things.
How did you find out about Sarah Beth?
Someone told me at school. That's how everybody finds out about everything.
I guess. All right. That's all I wanted to know.
I'll talk to you in a little bit.
There it is.
You were looking for this, right?
You found my phone. Oh, thank God. I was afraid I dropped it down the sink again, or that I... Wait. Where did you find this?
It was out in Willow Creek Park.
I was afraid of that. Why were you out there? It's frigid today. Never mind that. Just tell me. Did you look at the text messages?
I did read them.
Lena, why?
I wanted to make sure the phone was yours.
You figured that out quickly, I'll surmise.
I mean, there are 2 texts from me, which I remember writing.
Who is Sarika Bakshi?
She's my co-worker in the lab. Sarika's a bit of a hard ass.
Dad!
I mean, difficult to work with.
Why were you texting Sasha Williamson?
She texted me first.
Were you visiting the memorial wall again?
I was. But I just wanted to see what everyone was saying about her, what they were leaving on the wall. What do you think when you look at it? The wall, I mean.
I feel this deep, aching sadness. Like a hole's been torn open inside me.
There are times every morning when I feel that way. When I'm waking up and I realize what's real and what's not. Anyway, I'm sorry you saw those texts. One, because Sasha doesn't think highly of me, as you probably noticed. 2, because she texts like a middle school girl.
Did you ever talk with that reporter?
That Johnson woman? No, of course not. Someone else must have done it, although I don't know who.
Did you get to have a drink with Jack?
I wish I had been able to. I'm far too busy for that kind of thing. I haven't seen Jack in, 6 months.
You could make an effort. He misses you, Dad.
I'm no fun to pal around with anymore.
Well, there's your phone back, then. Glad I could return it to its rightful owner.
I am too. Imagine the field day that Johnson woman would have if she got a hold of this.
I'll let you get back to work. Sometimes I imagine the trains that ran over those tracks. I think about all the places they went with their freight cars full of frozen fish. How many people ate striped bass from Avid's Landing and didn't ever know it? In the summer, you can see mud crabs crawling up the sides of those things. Sometimes the gulls pick them off. It's Merle's birthday in 2 weeks. Maybe Vi and I should bring her out here as a present. We were so lucky to find this. No one else ever hangs out on this side of the pillar, so we can pretty much put whatever we want here. And besides, we never leave anything valuable.
Hey, stop pawing through my stuff.
Hey, can I look at the papers you hid next to your sweatshirt?
Those?
Why? I'm looking for parts of Dad's old diary.
Oh, so you found parts of it lying around too? Yeah, it's fine, I guess. I found these papers tucked into one of the academic journals he was reading. He left it right out in the living room, so seems like any of us could read it now if we wanted to. There's some weird shit in there, though. I hope you're prepared for what you find.
Yeah, I know.
I know Dad was planning on running errands this afternoon. Maybe now would be a good time to see if I can poke around his office. I've brought Jacob here a few times. I haven't told Vi yet, though. Not sure how she'd react. Indian strawberries grow here in the summertime. I used to eat them, but they don't taste like anything. They look so ripe and red, but inside, nothing.
Hey, Vi. I came out here to be alone.
You came out here to smoke, you mean?
So what if I did?
Sorry. I didn't mean, but you know it's bad for you.
Well, duh. It feels good, though. Warm. To have this hot air in your lungs. It's relaxing.
Did you see the paper this morning?
I'm not blind. Of course I saw it. And I read it against my better judgment. What did you think?
I wish the media would stop harping on us. There's no new information, so what's the point? At least there aren't news trucks parked outside anymore.
Jesus, I know. I guess I'm glad they remember that she's still missing, but we're not zoo animals.
I wonder if maybe Dad did have something to do with it.
Dad's harmless most of the time. He doesn't even know how to change the oil in the car or how to kill a snake that gets indoors, much less other stuff.